What is this weird tong I found at my grandma's house? It's adjustable and it feels stainless. There are no markings on it, and it is very lightweight. My first thought was a jar opener, but it grips lids in an odd way. It's more elliptical than other circular jar grippers. Any ideas? It's a roast wrestler, an adjustable roast holder for carving, created by Mrs. Wrestler's Food Products Company of Philadelphia in the late 1950s. It comes with serrated teeth to provide a firm grip and adjust to various widths to accommodate different size roasts or other cuts of meats. What's the purpose of this case containing a mixture of small tools that don't seem to go together? I found it in my elderly neighbor's attic while we were going through memorabilia boxes. We can identify most of the tools, but what is this case used for with everything combined? It's an old dissection kit from the 1960s. We had to purchase one of these before biology class, sort of like you would purchase the textbook before the class started. Many frogs and rats went across our lab benches. A nice strong whiff of nostalgia. What is this thing in my laundry room at my apartment building in Southeast Michigan? The building is from the 1960s, and the object appears to be made by Smith Matthews Company. Have any of you seen such a thing? It's a garbage incinerator. People used to burn burnable garbage. It was banned a while ago because of air pollution and insurance issues, but some people still use them. I've had a chimney business for around 20 years. Smith Matthews Foundry Company was based in Detroit and was active until at least 1961. What is this thing I found at a flea market? The studded roller is solid metal and around 6 inches long with a wood handle. It's about 10 pounds, I would guess. What would this be used for? It's an antique indent roller, used to give texture to concrete. It was made by the Storts and Son in Philadelphia, which was a family business started in 1853. I believe this dates to about 1880 to 1900. The indent roller is used to add a waffle texture to troweled concrete, usually curbing or entire sidewalks. The purpose is to create a more slip-resistant surface. What is this yellow circular electric appliance? It weighs around 2 kilograms and is around 15 centimeters in diameter. I can't find anything about it online at all. I was told it might be a donut maker, but that doesn't seem right. It says the brand is Privilege, and I couldn't find it on their website either. Any ideas? It's an egg cooker, missing the piece that holds the eggs. Here's a more modern version from the same company. It was made in Germany with a vintage retro style from the 70s. What is this 6-inch metal object I found at a flea market about 20 or so years ago in the Midwestern United States? About 6.12 pounds, with the writing on the side says Lot KN C12021. I think it's a live center for a lathe, but I'm not sure. Any ideas? It's a tungsten part of an armor-piercing projectile. I found this that looks identical to yours. It's a type of projectile designed to penetrate armor protection, most often including naval armor, body armor, and vehicle armor. What is this silver spoon with flat sides from an old silverware set? It was in my grandmother's silverware set my mother inherited. It's basically a normal-sized tablespoon but with a flat rim around the edge. It's silver and inscribed with Lunt Sterling. There is only one like this, and none of us know what it's for. I've looked through dozens of spoon pictures and old silverware set descriptions, but I can't find anything else like it. Any help would be appreciated. It's a mid-century Lunt Sterling sugar spoon. The bowl of sugar spoons are usually deeper, and the flat top and lip make it very easy to level out a tablespoon for measuring. You scoop, then use a flat face like the back of a butter knife to level out the scoop by scooping off the stuff sticking over the top. Lunt Silversmiths was an American manufacturer of fine sterling, silver plate, and stainless steel flatware, established in 1902. During World War II, Luntz silversmiths had a government contract to make yokes for airplanes used in the war effort. Many additional personnel were hired for quality control during this time. Luntz embassy scroll pattern was chosen by the United States government as its official tableware in all US embassies and consulates around the world. What is this thing I found in a creek near our house in Virginia? My roommate likes to go creek walking and came across this thing today. The material appears to be opaque glass, it's very heavy for its size, and the back is flat. The length from top to bottom is approximately 6 inches. Width is approximately 5 inches. The thickness is about an inch, and no maker's mark is visible. The hole is off-center, and a channel is carved into one end. We can't for the life of us figure out what it could be, but we find a range of stuff in this creek from the 1800s to mid-20th century. Any help would be most appreciated. It's an antique inkwell pen rest from the 1920s. Here's what one looks like with the inkwell in place. The brass sits inside the hole in the stone, and a glass insert goes inside the brass and holds the ink, and you put your pen in the groove. As for the material, it looks like granite to me. Granite is big business in that area of the country, so I wouldn't be surprised. Granite also chips more easily than glass does, especially on sharp edges, which is why you always see it finished round, rather than at a sharp 45. Is this a bronze Pompeian oil vessel? Or is my fiance's dead great-grandfather is a filthy liar? My fiance's family has had this in their possession now for a few generations, and the family story says that his great-grandparents got it traveling when they were in the East, likely Greece, Egypt, or Italy, based on other artifacts they sent home at the time. This was acquired around 1880, according to some shipping receipts we found, and the story they all heard was that it was an artifact from Pompeii. Knowing the 19th century penchant for faking artifacts, I have suspicions, but a few other treasures do have authentication certificates, so who knows? I haven't been able to locate this shape in Greek, Roman, Etruscan, or Egyptian bronze vessels, and the tripod feet rarely if ever show up. Thanks for any help you can offer. It's a Byzantine-style patinated bronze ewer, made by Corazzi Foundry in Naples, circa 1900. Here's a similar one sold at an auction for $2,100. Corazzi foundries were established by Gennaro Corazzi Sr. in 1840. They were famous of copying the ancient works from Pompeii, Ercolano, Rome, and all Italian museums. What is this thing I found in an old box in a house we just moved in? It's around 7 centimeters in diameter, made mostly of bronze, with a part on the other side I think is aluminum, and there's no maker's mark I could find on it. There's a piece of metal that sits in the middle of the aluminum side and has a pointed part coming out of the flat side at the bottom. We've been trying to solve this for weeks now. Google is not being helpful. Any ideas? Please tell us down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Let's make life fun.